Senator Roberts.
Thank you, President. My question is to the Minister representing the Minister for Housing, Senator Watt. Minister, in the most recent period for which you have the data, how many Australian homes did foreign buyers purchase and what was the value of those purchases?
Thank you, Senator Roberts. Minister Watt. Senator Wong.
I was just going to invite the Senator to redirect the question to Senator Farrell. Sorry.
So, Senator Roberts, I take that order. Senator Roberts, order. I'm taking that you're redirecting to Minister Farrell. Thank you, Minister Farrell.
Would Senator Roberts mind repeating the question?
Sure.
Please?
Yeah, start the clock again. Thanks.
In the most recent period for which you have data, how many Australian homes did foreign buyers purchase and what was the value of those purchases?
Minister Farrell.
Thank you, President, and thank Senator Roberts for his question. In the last budget, we did take some steps to removing the barriers to foreign investment in the new build to rent housing to try and boost supplies of rentals. So while the investment in building new housing is welcome, foreign ownership of existing housing is generally prohibited. And while in some circumstances foreign residents can purchase a home while they are living in Australia, they're required to sell or rent it when they leave. And a vacancy tax applies to any of the property if it's left vacant. As we promised in the lead-up to the last election, we've doubled the penalty for breaches of our foreign investment rules from January the 1st.
Minister Farrell, please resume your seat. Senator Hanson.
Relevance to the question, it was about how much money is being invested by foreign investors, and it's got nothing to do with Labor Party policy or budget.
Thank you, Senator Hanson. I'll draw the minister to that part of the question. Thank you, Minister.
Thank you, President. My understanding. Look, I'm happy to get the actual figures. I don't have the actual figures in front of me, but I do understand that it's a very, very small percentage of the overall payment or expenditure in this area. But I will follow up with the Housing Minister and get some more detailed information for you, Senator Roberts.
Thank you, Minister Farrell. Senator Roberts, first supplementary.
So the upshot of that is you don't know. Thank you for admitting it eventually. Publicly available data from the New South Wales Treasury covering the entire 2022-23 financial year indicates 1,657 foreign buyers last year purchased housing worth $2.1 billion, suggesting every year in Australia 5,000 foreign buyers purchase $5 billion in housing. Minister, what is your government doing about foreign ownership of Australian housing?
Thank you, Senator Roberts. Minister Farrell.
Thank you, President, and thank Senator Roberts for his question or follow-up question. I don't accept the proposition that I don't know the figures, Senator Roberts. I've indicated to you that I'm happy to get the information from the relevant minister, this not being my direct portfolio responsibility. And of course she does a terrific job in this area, and I'm sure she'll be able to provide you with some information in respect to it. I'll reiterate the point I made in answering your first question, and that is we have doubled the penalties in respect of this area. I understand that the ATO has approved 1,224 residential retail purchases in the last 3 months to
Thank you, Minister. The time for answering has expired. Senator Roberts, second supplementary.
Minister, the recent census found that on census night, 1 Australian home in 10 was unoccupied, 10%. We know foreign buyers are buying new property and locking it up so they can sell that property as new in a few years' time after the price rises, preventing renters from accessing housing. This forces rental prices higher. Senator, I ask you again, will the Minister for Housing act to prevent foreign property speculators distorting the Australian property market and driving up rental rates?
Thank you, Senator Roberts. Minister Farrell.
Thank you, President, and thank you, Senator Roberts. Look, the quickest way to help renters and, for that matter, anybody looking for home to buy a home at the moment, of course, is for the Coalition and the Greens to stop working together to stop our $10 billion housing program. And
Minister Farrell, please resume your seat. Senator Roberts.
President, thank you. This is a matter of relevance. I asked the Minister to say, would they act to prevent foreign property speculators distorting the Australian property market and driving up rental rates? I don't want an argument between the Greens and the Liberals.
There was also the first part of your question, which went to the numbers from the census and went to holding stock. So I think the Minister is being relevant, but I'll draw him to the second part of your question. Minister Farrell.
Thank you, President. Well, look, I explained to you in the two previous answers I've given to you that this government has actually acted to increase penalties on the things that you're actually complaining about. So to accuse us of doing nothing in this area is completely wrong, Senator Roberts. But I reiterate the point. There is a way of dealing with the issue that you're worried about immediately, and the way to deal with that immediately is for the Coalition and the Greens.
Thank you, Minister. The time for answering has expired.